There's a new king of cringe, Henry Cejudo, and it's Joaquin Buckley. What's up, Gable Steveson, the Olympic gold medalist? Welcome. You did some training with Jon Jones.
I was supposed to go to his last camp when he was first gonna fight Stipend. I reached out to him and I was like, yo, do you still wanna have me come down? And I kid you not, when I win the Olympics, you get like an Olympic bonus. You would, if I said the number, you would be like, for an Olympic champ is crazy.
How much? Damn.
I gotta hear about the Buffalo Bills thing though, because you didn't play in college.
Yeah, I've never played football. Sean McDermott calls after and he's like, hey, you want to try for football? I'm on the phone like, Sean, you know I never played before. This is awkward. Vaughn Miller had to help me put on the pads because I didn't know how to strap them or nothing.
Who are the best wrestlers right now in the UFC?
You got to put Jon number one. Bo Nickal hasn't really wrestled in a fight. So I'm sorry, we can't even put him number two. We got to put Hamza too.
There we go.
I want to put the gloves on. I want to be a UFC star. I want to be a champion.
Who are your first 3 fights that you'd like to see?
Yeah, need a lot of tree up in my head. Got a lot of dancer in my bed to run that relay. So, flicker like a the woody. Frontier by queer and the back of the shubby. Birds in the wild and then I'm a number tuki.
Do the whole thing. Let's just start with that.
I was doing the whole thing. What you talking about?
Well, we were waiting. Yeah, I'm just enjoying that. You're in a good mood today, Mike. Like in a really good mood. I like seeing it. You want to tell everyone why?
They can't tell me nothing, bro. I'm in that house, bro. I made it. I gotta pay for that. 11 grand a month. Yeah, Jesus, I'm telling you. I need to fight.
How's the move going?
Y'all recorded that?
Yeah.
I don't really care what people say. I don't really care what people say. I don't really watch what them want do. Still I got to stick to my girls like glue. And I'm a lovely number 2. All I know this time is to get in jet. Need a lot of tree up in my head. Got a lot of dancer in my bed to run that real. Flicker girl like at the woody frontier bar queer in the buckets on my tuki.
I think we should start every show like that. Just the bobblehead singing.
I've been seeing the videos of who's that English boxer whose son just won a fight. It was a huge fight. Like, it was a huge deal. Eubank Jr. Oh, my God. There were so many people at that event.
That fight was crazy.
There were so many people there. I didn't see it, unfortunately, but it went to decision, and I heard it was close call. I'm sure. I did see some clips, and both was going at it, but I've been seeing the videos of Eubank Jr. and his dad when Eubank Jr. was telling him he wanted to be a boxer, and his dad was like, You've had a silver spoon, man. Like, I don't know if you're gonna be able to do it. It's for the hungry and for the hard living. And sure enough, look at them, man. How many people was in that arena?
A lot.
70,000? Was packed. What's up?
Is it really?
Ice bags?
Oh, brother.
Yo, I saw a picture. I was trying to get my set up for the new house, my studio, and I was like, oh, I could copy ice bags. There was a picture of Benjamin Franklin, and he was like, oh, trippy. But I was like, no.
Brother, looks big on camera. I don't know if it's my camera.
You look pretty ripped. I'm not gonna lie. Look pretty jacked.
Why are you looking like that?
Shedeur Sanders, that whole thing. What'd you guys think of that, Bags? I know you probably have an opinion.
Yeah. I mean, look, I think him falling that far down the draft list was absurd, to be honest. I didn't see him. Look, like 3 months ago, he was like on number 1 on a lot of draft boards, which also is absurd. Thank God I'm a Titans fan, unfortunately, but we took Cam Ward, who I think is going to be super legit. I did not want to take Shedeur, but him falling in the 5th round, completely dumb. I don't know what happened, but clearly I think his interviews pissed a lot of people off from what I'm hearing. Like the worst interview in like NFL history. So I don't know how you blow an interview that bad. Like if the NFL, if you sit down with an NFL exec, right, and you're Shedeur Sanders, right, you would think you'd be suave enough to be like, if they say, hey, you know, you got this problem and we're looking at this, you'd be like, yeah, man, totally get it. I'm working on it, right? But apparently he wasn't taking that route. It was like blaming other people and kind of, saying he was, and like, you can't take that route with people in the NFL.
Well, let's kick it off. Let's kick it off the right way, since we're having a good conversation about sports. Welcome back to OverDogs podcast. We here, the boys, Mac Malley, Icebags, and Platty P. Where we be? On the OverDogs podcast. Come and see. All right, man. We got lots of news for you today. Good things ahead and a great guest in store. So, we're talking about the NFL draft. People getting knocked down to the 5th round. I did see some memes about that, I think. Didn't really follow along myself. And
who'd the Lions get? Who was the Lions' first pick, Matt?
I didn't even pay attention. I don't know. I'll check.
Sorry, I guess
I was all over the door thing because it was so like.
Here's what I'll say though. So I went to my buddy's house and watched the first round of the draft. Right, lasted 3.5 hours to make 32 picks.
I think it's so stupid.
Like, that is absurdly long.
It's so
like, what are you doing here? Dude, it was like draft pick is in, right? You see at the bottom, draft pick is in. Dude, these guys would talk for 15 minutes before they ever came out. It was absurd.
And it's like, what they're going to. I don't understand the whole it's just a huge, parade. It's a whole show. It's just a show. And
it is.
And it's like,
dude, did you see the fan base in Green Bay? It had to be 300,000 people.
I had
outside.
people texting me saying, because I'm a Packer fan, saying, are you going to be at the draft this year? And I'm like,
yeah.
What? No, that's not. No, we don't have first pick.
You got to be so hardcore to go to the draft.
Well, that's cool though that there's that many hardcores that go to. I mean, what is it? Just a reason to drink and yell? Like, what about weigh-ins and face-offs? At least you almost see some contact sometimes.
Well, see, because the draft's so big, I think that's what GFL tried to do. They thought they would get like this because the draft is such a huge show. Like, there was nothing on my social media besides Shedeur Sanders that, like, for 2 days. And it's such a big thing, and I'm sitting there thinking, when GFL did the draft, that's what they thought they'd get. Like, MMA fans, good, who are they going to draft? Who's going to... No. The draft is an insanely huge thing. I don't get it, but yeah. Bags...
Maybe I'm getting old, but I was watching these people, right, in this sea of like 300,000. And I was like, look at the guy in the red shirt. And I was like, where is he going to go piss? Or where is he going to get a beer? You know what I mean? And then like 2 hours later, I'm like, imagine like trying to get out of there in a car in the traffic. Like, that's how old I've got.
People next door that live next door to Lambeau Field, like, had signs in their yard, $100 for parking, and they're just standing outside like this for everyone to pull in and park and just collect cash. Like, I don't understand, bro. It's such a huge thing, but I agree with you. You can't walk into, if you owned a NFL team, Bags, and you have this talented A- player, first round draft, not first pick, but first round, definitely probably first rounder, at bare minimum second rounder, but all this extra baggage where he's coming in and saying, I'm going to change the culture of your team. I can take care of all this. I'm the best. My dad's going to help me. His dad's going to be barking at you the whole time. It's like a helicopter mom. I don't know. No, that drops you down to a 5. And then from what they're saying now, he had said stuff like he won't even talk to teams in the top 5, not in the top 5.
Apparently his dad came out and said some day on top of that.
Jesus.
Who knows if someone like that doesn't become a ball?
Oh, I hope it motivates him. I hope he comes back, and that maybe it's
I do too.
That was a bizarre weekend. But anyway, yeah.
This might be the last pod for me in the old cribbo. Good times here, good memories. House will be up for sale. Real inquiries only.
Let's sell your house on the pod.
Hey man, look.
Anybody in the Orlando area?
I'm asking $860.
Yeah.
That's what I paid for it a couple years ago. It's a beautiful house. I'm about to call a dang a guy to come in and fix all the little things. So there's no crying. I built this. This is a Murphy bed desk. It's a $12,000 setup system right here. Murphy bed desk with some cabinets and stuff. That's what the pod's on right now. But The new place is incredible.
Is that where you sleep when you do too many shoeies and Latori doesn't let you in the bedroom?
Shoot, I'll make her sleep on the couch. What you talking about? No, I like to make her mad and then go sleep next to her. And if she moves, I'll go sleep next to her more, like where she moved to. I'll just follow her, like those memes where people trying to scoot down the stairs. They're trying to get that cuddle. Don't act funny now. Oh man, I'm on the lake. I gotta get a boat too, man. I forgot about that. I was telling y'all how much all this is gonna cost me at the new place, and oh my goodness, I gotta get a boat. I can't afford it, Josh. I need a. I've been trying to sell endorsements all day. I sent the books out for OverDogs, for DBX, for Platinum Tequila. I've been emailing companies all day. I've been doing stuff. I made this morning. Don't tell nobody. You bleep the amount of money I made this morning, because all these companies about to come give me quotes. They about to give me quotes on all this work. So don't put that out there. Just bleep that part. I made some money this morning. Shout out to Crypto Face. And
so the other day I called you, right? And you were moving in, and I was like, yo, send me your address so I can get you a gift.
yeah,
And
I wasn't.
I got a little drunk.
Yeah, I
Was at
whenever
the
you're
bar,
trying to
got a little
give gifts,
drunk.
I know you've been drinking.
Oh, come on now.
And I tried not to take advantage of you.
But this is a good example, right? So it's like 7 p.m. Eastern time, and I'm literally trying to buy Mike a jet ski. I'm buying Mike a jet ski, bro. I'm calling every jet ski place in Orlando. Nobody's open. I'm hitting the chat, like the live chats. I'm like, yo, I want to buy a jet ski right now. Nobody answered. Instead, since they didn't answer, I got you some sick ass Japanese knives.
Dog, that is hilarious.
Hey, it's a $3,000 set of Japanese knives, though. They're nice. They're really nice.
Wow.
But it wasn't a jet ski.
That's cool, man. Either way, dude. Thank you so much for the thought. You know,
Hey, but Mike could have been like, yeah.
my wife's friends sent some what are they called? Louis the Child? No, that's an EDM band. They're called not Rothschild, but they're called something, and it's this kitchenware that we have tons of. It's kind of expensive. There was some coasters. We have like a teapot. It's got the checkered white and black. It's called something. We got some of that for gifts.
Sounds way too fancy.
The Chinese knives sound cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make some sushi with them things, and then I'm gonna trade them for a jet ski. That's a good idea. I went and bought a kayak yesterday. I was at Costco and I saw a kayak and it came in a box. So I blew it up and I got on the lake. I chopped down all this stuff in the back. I was looking for snakes and gators, and I chopped it all down with a shovel, and then I got in the water on the canoe.
All right, good. Because the DEP in Florida is...
Oh, no. Look, I asked my realtor, so y'all better go talk to him.
But listen, DEP, if you got a problem with Mike, it's his realtor.
Ah, man. What else, man? There was news.
So I thought we had a couple of like fight videos.
Yeah, we got some videos to talk about. We could also talk about Prates versus Ian Garry. I saw the 5th round minute. I fell asleep that night. To be honest with you, I'm not doing my due diligence, man. I'm overloaded, okay, and I'm working on it. It's a day at a time. But I saw the last minute, and I thought of what I talked to you about, the smoking, and he went 5 rounds and almost beat on him the last minute. But Ian Garry gets the nod. Apparently he
won that. He banked the first at least 3. Like generous. I mean, generous. Yeah, 1,000%. 3 rounds on top. Prates wasn't doing. And what was interesting is Ian really didn't use his ground game like a lot of people thought. I mean, we even kind of mentioned he might rely on that with someone so dangerous on the feet, but he pieced him up, dude. Pretty technically and effectively on the feet. And then that 5th round came, and there were a lot of people saying, like, oh, you know, he survived that fight. Bro, he survived the last minute of that fight. He won he easily won that, and it was really impressive, actually.
Congrats to Ian Garry, man, on getting that win and going through everything. You know who's been real vocal, who's always really vocal, is Joaquin Buckley, man.
Mm-hmm.
Joaquin,
I
man.
thought he was gonna try to take out his wife and kid.
Bro, what the heck? Ah, it's so.
Do we think they make that? Do they make that fight now?
There's a new king of cringe, Henry Cejudo,
Oh wow.
and it's Joaquin Buckley.
Damn, Mike just went after Buck like that.
That's my guy, but
I know it is. That's what I'm saying.
he is playing dirty. He's playing really dirty.
Yeah.
But he might say he has reasons.
He might have he probably posted like 20 videos of it too. He did, bro. It was like, watch Ian Garry's wife from this angle try to block me. And watch her from this angle try to block me.
Ah, dude. I mean,
Buck, we love you, dog. But yeah, that was a little cringe.
I think he knows that he needs. It's not his fault. Colby hasn't looked as good. It's not as good of a win on your resume as it used to be. Wonder Boy, little bit older. Of course, it's our boy, but those are his last 2 wins. I feel like he thinks Ian's going to jump him because he just beat someone a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know, so he's got to get in there and start now.
I have no problem with that fight.
Same.
Buck and Ian Garry, put it up.
but Buck about to fight the dog.
Wait, does Buckley have a fight?
Kamaru Usman.
That's right. They just announced that. Okay.
He was talking a little heat about that
That's
too.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I just talked with Usman and Cejudo down there, and you know, Usman's. I respect that guy, man. He's holding himself to a high standard, and
He is. He should.
yeah, man.
But I think Buck gets it. I think Buck gets in that ass.
Mm-hmm.
Buck's fighting
Yes,
well, bro.
Buck is fighting very well.
Not that way, Mike.
He's fighting very well. What do you mean getting that? Oh, yeah, what you said, not that way. Yeah.
I did say that, but not in the manner that you thought.
Yeah, that's a little wild there.
All right. So we got Gable Steveson on.
Oh, there's the big guy right there, man. What's up, Gable Steveson, the Olympic gold medalist? Welcome. You guys got his sound or?
Oh, y'all didn't know? No, Gable's deaf. He's like Matt Hamill. Look at him.
Yo.
There he is.
Yo, my fault, man. I don't use a laptop, so this is my first time like getting on this app, and like I haven't been on a laptop in a long time, probably since I was in school. So my bad.
No.
But how are you?
All good. What's up, champ?
Gable, I tricked him into thinking you were deaf like Hamill.
That's what he said. Yeah.
What's up, though? It's good to see everybody.
Hey, you too, man. Good to see you. So I was doing some research on you earlier, and I saw that you did some training with Jon Jones. For those that don't know, I mean, you're living under a rock, but he's an Olympic gold medalist in wrestling, and you did some training with Jon Jones for like fighting style, like you did some striking and stuff like that. What was that like?
Yes, I did. Unique experience. I connected with Jon maybe a few years ago. He followed me on Instagram, and from there, I was supposed to go to his last camp when he was first going to fight Stipe, but he hurt his shoulder. And so I reached out to him, and I was like, yo, do you still want to have me come down? And I kid you not, I called him Saturday. By Monday, I was in New Mexico with him, like getting ready to practice. So, man, unique situation. Really cool, really eye-opening. He's definitely the real reason why I want to put on the gloves. And I've always wanted to, but, you know, you got to have that fire and that burn, and you got to have someone to show you that you can at least try to be something. So he was a big factor in that.
Okay. So because today there was a video came out of Craig Jones, if you know who that is,
Yeah, I know who he is. Not much though, just slightly.
Well, Craig got choked to sleep by another fighter, and you know, I want to know, like, what's it like with your wrestling pressure? You wrestlers are all about staying on top and getting that pressure on. What's it like when you gotta jiu-jitsu practitioner who knows how to throw submissions. You just keep the pressure on.
I mean, you keep the pressure on, but you keep it on to a certain extent. You know, Craig is seasoned in and sitting on his back and being reliable in that position. And so we're used to, as wrestlers, especially me, is just pressure, pressure, pressure. But I know that's what he's going to be looking for. And so just avoiding that, hitting the right turns, hitting the right angles, and letting that body weight really get on him and have the repeated success that I can do to him, just what happened to him today.
Is it frustrating when, you know, as a wrestler, you put a guy on his back and the match might be over, but you start doing MMA stuff and you got a jiu-jitsu guy's laying on his back, you just got to lay on top of him the whole time. Are you learning your submissions or even getting ground and pound positions?
Man, everything from top to bottom. You know, I'm taking it one step at a time, and I'm taking it really slow and really and putting myself in the shoes of every single category that I can. You know, just being polished and being really sound and technically sound in every spot too. And so that's the main thing too, from stand up to getting on the ground to takedowns to wrestling takedowns are different than MMA takedowns, because you don't want to get caught in a choke. You don't want to get caught in a certain position that you shouldn't be. So just taking into consideration everything, and it's actually going phenomenal, really well. I can't wait to show the product and show the people who I'm going to be. Is
that something in the near future? Is there a fight happening for you?
I would hope so in the near future. I want everything to be. It don't got to be perfect. I just don't want to go out there and be green, and I want to go out there and be polished and be ready to go and know where to go at all times and see the punches coming and give them right back. That's the main thing.
Before we get to the punches, as far as, you know, conditioning and all that goes, I'm sure you live such an athletic lifestyle when it comes to eating and all those things. Have you seen Israel Adesanya training with David Goggins?
I did see that. That's,
what do you think about that?
Unique situation. That's cool for Izzy. I would love to do one like that, but man, I tell you, my freshman year of college, this is why I stopped running. My freshman year of college, my strength coach had me do 1.5 miles, and I tell you, I kid you not, I probably did 1.5 miles in like 17 minutes. So we're going to have to do different type of styles of training with David Goggins, because, you know, my running skills are bad, but it might be just because I'm big as hell. You never know.
Weightlifting.
Yeah, but yo, after that, I never ran.
Yeah.
Besides sprints and everything else, but distance.
I mean, I bet that'll keep your knees good, but as a wrestler, I'm sure you're pretty flexible. Pause.
You can say it though. Why Josh look up?
I mean, wrestlers, you know, their feet be up in the air.
Love flexible fighters.
How's your boxing?
Double part, man. I love boxing. I put on the gloves and I feel like I got the burn for something. You know when you first try something and you're like you kind of skeptical of how you feel and how you would really see how you can do it. So I put the gloves on consistently like this past month, and I love it, man. I've been going to one-on-one boxing class. I've been going to the jiu-jitsu class. I've been going to MMA class, and twice a day, damn near, just to really lock it in. Man, I love putting the gloves on. It's been the biggest rush I've had since really putting the wrestling shoes on and getting ready for the Olympics and stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah. What's it like getting punched in the face versus wrestling, right? I mean, like, you know you're going to dominate when you go into a wrestling match, but now you're getting punched in the face. What's the difference?
Yeah, and you're worried about so many things, but just getting hit in the face is going to suck regardless, and you just got to get used to it, and if it's what you want to do, it's part of the game. And so I've never ran from a challenge. I've never ran from the game, and it's going to make it or break you, and I don't want it to break me, and I want it to make me into who I need to be.
Do you feel like you like striking enough where you might be one of those people with elite grappling you use to set up strikes, fading takedowns, throwing overhand stuff? Like, you're going to be someone that prefers striking, or do you know, like, how much do you like it?
Right now, I love striking. Like, it's to the point where, like, I really want to, like, be a boxer.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Just because, like, I'm really in there, and I really like doing it. Like, I'm telling you, I've never been this excited about something in a long time, and this is definitely, me putting the gloves on, is definitely, like, bringing that excitement and that kid back out of me. And so I love it. I would love to go in there and be a boxer too. I know MMA is my calling just because of takedowns and everything else, but man, I love striking.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's many coaches in history that have said they've been in the corner with their fighter, and their fighter's like, "Oh, I want to strike with this guy," and they're like, "No, the path to victory for you is to grab his legs and toss him on the floor. I mean, that's a world championship right there for you.
Yeah, but when you can do both, you can do both.
This is true. So who are fighters? Who are boxers that you tried to implement in your style?
So honestly, I really just got into it, and so for my first, I mean, I like Gervonta Davis, but Gervonta Davis, he's like a household name for everybody in America. But this past weekend, they had a Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn fight. I've never watched a boxing match besides Tank and Floyd and Pacquiao and stuff like that. So I'm trying to branch out to new people. And I saw that fight, and they're fighting in this big ass stadium, like 100,000 people, and I'm like, man, this is like spectacle. And I've always loved the spectacle things about sports, whether it's fighting, it's sports entertainment. I've always liked when you got two guys that are just in front of everybody, and it's like, yo, these two are it. So I watched that, and I was just like, man, I really like it. And it was fascinating.
Boxing is a deep rabbit hole, dude. You're gonna find yeah, that's awesome. It's crazy you're just now getting into it, but there's a lot of stuff there for you to enjoy for sure.
What's the most people you've wrestled in front of?
15,000? 17,000? Yeah, nothing crazy.
I mean, that's a lot for wrestling.
It is a lot. It's enormous for wrestling, but in wrestling you only get so high. I'm trying to get to the point where the whole world can know who Gable Steveson is, and that's what I want.
I got a legit question.
Yeah.
What separates you from the GOAT, Bo Nickal? Because he's now in the UFC, top tier wrestler.
Yes.
Says he's the GOAT. Says he's ready to fight Hamzat in a stadium. Mm-hmm. Like, what separates you from Bo?
Skin color.
Wow, that's it?
No, I'm joking. I think.
What my boy Caleb Plant say? He said skin color don't win fights.
It don't win fights, yo. It don't win fights. In all honesty, what separates me from Bo? Man, Bo is Bo. I mean, when he goes out there, that's what you're gonna get. And like we just talked about, I like spectacles. I like being a person that when you walk into that building, people are gonna turn their heads and look at you and be like, "Wow, like I get to see him in person." And I would love for Bo to grab a hold of that. And I really like Bo. I'm trying to just be the best I can for him right now. And but I'm a fan of his. I think he can do really well, and I think he's gonna keep doing really well. I would like to see him keep putting it together and keep handling all the situations that he can in the best way possible. So
what would you fight at? What did you wrestle at? What weight?
I wrestled at so it was 285.
285? You're that big?
No, I'm not that big. I was towards the end of the year, I made it to 265, but at the start of the year, I was about 285 just because I was playing football for the Bills.
Yeah.
And so I had to come down because I gained all the weight playing football for the Bills. And I really didn't hit my peak weight until maybe after the last tournament, which I finally was like, oh, like I'm finally back down to normal.
Damn, bro, you that big. You know who you could fight? Who's that guy that fought two dudes?
Eddie Hall.
The swole dude, Eddie Hall?
Yeah, bro.
Hey, yo, he can't even scratch his back, yo. He's too stiff.
Oh, that's crazy. 285. You a big guy, man. I didn't know. You look in shape.
I got to hear about the Buffalo Bills thing though, because you didn't play in college or anything. Like they gave you an opportunity. Explain the whole thing again and your experience, because that's awesome.
Yeah, I've never played football.
Yeah,
never. My mom never let me play football. She was like, "You're doing wrestling. That's already a tough sport." So Sean McDermott calls after I'm just chilling, and he's like, "Hey, you want to try for football?" And I'm on the phone like, "Sean, coach, I never played before. This is awkward." He was like, "Come try out. I mean, you got all the physical attributes. Let me see what you got." So I tried out, had no clue what I was doing. It was the first time I ever tried on cleats. And he was like, "Go back home and come back in 2 weeks. You're gonna sign." So I went back in 2 weeks. I signed. I came back maybe 275. I was 255 when I tried out. And this is just me just eating everything. And I went through 2 weeks of OTAs. I went back home, practiced football, came back for the camp. And I would say by halfway through, I started picking it up where I was like comfortable in my own shoes, doing it the right way, and played 3 games. And it was so fun, super fun. I would do it again in a heartbeat if I can go back to Buffalo and really put my best foot forward. But got to get to where I need to go now. 100%.
Nobody on the planet just picks up a phone call from Sean McDermott.
It happened.
Like, hey, you want to play football? Oh, yeah.
It happened. He said, "Hey, come play football," and I was like,
That's hilarious.
Vaughn Miller had to help me put on the pads because I didn't know how to strap them or nothing. It was terrible. I was 5 years old playing a grown man's game.
Oh, that's insane.
What position were you trying out for?
They had me at D tackle, so I was playing one technique right off the ball.
Taking people down.
I mean, I got a couple of tackles in a couple of games, so I think it worked.
Dang, that's what's up.
That's so good.
So it was smooth. It was really nice.
Hold on, those were big crowds, right?
Oh yeah, so I mean 60,000, 80,000 for the Bills games because they go crazy, and even preseason they were showing up. It was fast. It was fascinating. The Bills Mafia love Buffalo. They go crazy for them, like super crazy. It was nice.
You got UFC, you got NFL, you probably got WWE.
Yes.
What is give me the order here of what you want to do.
Man, I want to put I want to put the gloves on. I want to be a UFC star. I want to be a champion. I want to hold that belt up high and be in the heavyweight division. And I think the main thing is taking the time with it and making sure everything's polished and right. So when I do shoot off that rocket ship, there's no stopping. And so that's the main thing right now.
Oh,
Here's what I'll say. And I've been around a lot of people.
Mhm.
I'll say I hung out with Gable for a night, but a long night. And the dude's got his head on his shoulders, right?
I appreciate it.
Understands what he wants, has the motivation to go get it. Like, super impressed with you, to be honest. I'll just say that. Whatever you want the world is your oyster right now. So take advantage of that and do what you want, right? Because you got literally options on options on options. So do what you want, do what makes you happy. And then when you're done with that, move on to the next thing.
Of course, yeah. No, I appreciate the words. I want to do something great. And I feel like I can do something great, especially doing something great in wrestling. I want to translate it and be an international star and be the person I always wanted to be. So I see the vision and I see it clear.
How do you become the non-boring wrestler? Because right now everybody's sick of wrestling in the UFC,
he
bro.
likes to box.
I told you, yeah, man.
He wants to fight.
I like to stand up.
That's what he's making everybody think. And then he go shoot for that takedown, boy. Woo! No, that's okay. That's the way it should go.
It should go like that, man. It's fun. Yo, standing up is so fun. And
Meet me right in the middle.
stand right down below and let's get it. Huh, shoot the shot.
A double leg real quick. Hey, man, if you want, I just got a new crib, man. So they're building the OTC like a block away from this house right here, man. So this house is going up for sale, man. I'll sell it to you. You got that gold medal, you know what I mean?
He on hit you trying to make a sale. You trying to make a quick sale for sure.
Hey, you ever heard of platinum tequila?
I did, and I saw the pink and blue bottle. That's what I was just gonna say.
You like that?
And the bottom glows, right?
It does. Well, I don't know if that's coming on every bottle. I heard that it is.
Hey, yo, if you can send a bottle, I'll make spicy rigatoni with it. You know what I'm saying? Make the vodka sauce. So I appreciate it.
Hey, man, for the Olympic champ, once I get the bottles, we're doing pre-sale right now. So once I receive, I need a pallet. I need a whole pallet. I don't know how many come on the pallet, but I need a whole pallet, and I'll send you one.
Pallet it through.
Yeah, I got you. Not a pallet. I'll
I
send you
appreciate it.
a single bottle.
Hey, either
You
or.
don't even drink, so.
Yeah, I'm gonna use it though.
I ordered 10 of them bottles. It hadn't come yet. So it's still pre-sale, apparently.
I ordered 20.
He shook his head like
Right.
it.
Gable, who are the best wrestlers right now in the UFC?
Are we talking USA wrestling or are we just talking overall?
I'm talking about overall.
I don't want to be biased or nothing, but you got to put Jon number one. You have to.
Okay.
And then I would say you got to put Bo Nickal too. From a wrestling, I'm sorry. Bo Nickal hasn't really wrestled in a fight, so I'm sorry. We can't even put him number two. We got to put Hamza too.
There we go.
Damn. Yeah.
We got to put Hamza too. So we're talking. If we're gonna say overall wrestling, just from USA wrestling, Bo Nickal number one. But we got to put Jon number one. We have to put Hamza two. You got to throw a Patty in there.
Oh, that's interesting.
Just from the last fight, because Chandler was a D1 wrestler.
Yep.
And just from the up and down of Patty, from the takedown, everything
The
was.
grappling exchanges, and we are talking overall as far as fighting goes. Those are the most successful fighters to strangle people in the octagon.
It's true.
Islam.
I'm sorry, I forgot about Islam. I would say let's put Islam 3.
Well, we only forgot because he kicked someone in the head his last time out, I think.
Oh, Islam's dangerous.
So we're doing John, we're doing Hamza, we're doing Islam. Top 3.
Well, you're a big guy. What do you think about Tom Aspinall?
What do I think about Tom Aspinall? Oh, man, I think Tom's a great interim champion. He's a really great interim champion. And there's a lot of buzz about him right now, about him in the Jon Jones situation. But I feel that Jon has been undisputed this whole time. And I'll stand by that forever until someone else tries to do something about it. And if it's not Tom, then someone else can try too. So Jon is definitely undisputed right now by far. I like Tom in the sense of Tom's a go-getter and he's trying to fight for what's right and trying to get the Jon Jones fight. And I applaud that. But until further notice, until Jon steps in the cage, I feel like we really can't say nothing.
I mean, it's been, 20 years? 20 years he's been on top. No one's done that.
No one. So, and we're in a new generation of social media that kids haven't recognized Jon's past of being that great. So it bothers me because growing up, I'm watching UFC and I'm watching Jon take care of business when I'm 9 and 10 years old, 11 years old. And now we got a new generation of teenagers that are just like, oh, but we're going to forget about Jon beating Shogun. We're going to forget about Jon beating Machida. We're going to forget about Jon beating Evans and Rampage and everybody else. And
Cormier.
Sonnen, Cormier twice. Oh, he pissed dirty, they say.
Cormier's only losses are to the best guys in their weight class, like forever best guys. And so you can't discredit it. You can't. So, and do I like Tom? I think Tom's cool, but
Nobody really picks Jon, right? In that scenario.
they never have.
But people that actually know the sport and get it. And they're like, yeah, Jon's that guy. But normally people aren't like, oh no, Jon's the best wrestler. No, it's not a normal statement that comes out of people's mouths.
No,
but you're 100% right.
I've seen it firsthand. He's the best. Like, I've been around a lot of fighters and I've been around a lot of wrestlers. Like, the best overall in every category that I've seen.
Yeah. Think about this. Jon's move up to heavyweight, right? Was what, 4 years ago now? Gann. And they were like, everybody, Gann was Aspinall. This is what people don't understand, man. And I hate this Aspinall conversation because he's just the next guy in line. I hate to say it. Aspinall's great, but he's just the next guy in Jon's line. Gann was that guy. They said he has the best stand-up. He has the best hands. He's the quickest. Da-da-da-da-da. What happened?
45 seconds or something?
He kicked Jon in the nuts. 30 seconds later, he choked him out and almost broke his neck. Literally. Gann's neck is this big. He almost broke his neck in 30 seconds.
So, Gable, I want to ask Gable about that, right? So, when it comes to the fans, we need them in a sense. We want them to watch. We want them to want to watch. And then, obviously, sometimes they give respect. Sometimes they can be very crucial or nasty. And, some might say they're just nobodies. They're just making content or talking trash. And, someone of your stature, an Olympic athlete, you guys are very clean cut. There's no videos of you guys cursing people out at a bar or knocking people out at a bar or, things like that. So, like, how do you guys stay so positive and are there negative comments about you? And if so, when you see them or if you even read them, how do you react?
Honestly, Mike, I haven't gone through a comment section in a long time, but it's worthless. You just, half the world is going to like you, half the world is going to hate you. But at the end of the day, for me, what's most important is going home to the people that care about me. And there's going to be a handful of those people that are going to care about me, and there's going to be a bunch of other people that don't. But it's the world, it's the world we live in, and you can't deny that our world is changing every single day. And whether I go out there and do a major charity event or do something fascinating or save someone from a bridge, someone's always going to say, but Gable, this. And it's always it. And you can't get rid of it. But in my mindset, in my mind, the world is my oyster, and I can take care of what needs to be taken care of. And my goal is to take care of the people at home and go out there and put on hell of a performances for everybody to watch, and you can talk about it forever, and then go right back home and repeat that in the next few months to come. So, it's not a big deal to me, but people are always gonna have something negative to say. It's part of the game. It's a game we play, and if they don't, then you're not doing something right. And the more they talk about me, the more the merrier. So it's nice.
More the merrier. I like it, man. Great answer. Great response. Teach me a thing or two for sure. I'm like, I just get too tired too fast. I'm like, I can't fight everybody. I want to fight everybody, but I can't.
I know you'd be ready to hook if I could tell.
I'll be ready to fight. I'll be ready to go. But they don't do it in person. It's different. It's different.
They don't want to see that. They don't. When they see you in person, it's just like, oh man, like, yo, you're Gable. I'm like, yeah, dog. But don't you remember when you said all this about me online? It be them cats. It be them big wide dudes that sweating down their neck that get scared and basement. They can't pay their house off. They get evicted. They asking a homie, yo, you got a construction job for me? It's sad, dog. It's sad.
That's tough.
Okay, so you followed probably the career of other elite wrestlers, NCAA Division Ones, that came over and had. I mean, some of them have tried and it didn't do well. People came over from wrestling, but you have people like Daniel Cormier, Olympic gold medalist Henry Cejudo. Like you said, Chandler was one. Kevin Randleman. I'm gonna miss. There's so many.
Justin Gaethje wrestled D1.
Yeah, Cain Velasquez, Randy Couture. Like some of these are goats. Do you think for the past few years, your name is one of the only NCAA guys that anytime you come up, it's like when he decides, because you've expressed your intent to come to MMA, it's like when he decides to lace up, put on some gloves, like everyone's in trouble. And then seeing like historically how Cormier became one of the greatest, Randy Couture, one of the greatest, Henry Cejudo, two-time champ. Does that put a lot of pressure on you? Do you feel like if you come into this, you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. I want to come in 100% free. People are always going to compare me to Cormier just because the height and size. I would just say I'm an athletic Cormier. You know what I'm saying? I got a better build and a better statue. But I love Cormier. Cormier's always been well to me. Mm-hmm. He's always been a good guider for me also too. And so shout out to him most definitely. But pressure's always going to be there. Yeah. It's a part of it. The bigger the stage gets, the bigger the pressure, the bigger you want to think to yourself that, oh, what if this don't go right? And if you think that way, nothing will ever go right. So at the end of the day, I just wake up free. I wake up free. I go to class. I go to box. I go to MMA. I go to jiu-jitsu. If I'm thinking about what's going to happen in 6 months, then my mind's not in the right space. And so I try to eliminate all of that before I even get to that point, because when I step into that cage, it's showtime. And when them bright lights hit, I've always stepped up in the right way. And throughout all my matches, throughout everything, when the lights turned on, a superstar came out. And that's why I want to keep it going.
Yes, sir.
What do you have going on outside of competition, outside of combat or competing? What do you have businesses? Are you in crypto?
So right now I've been buying houses and trying to remodel them and maybe rent them out to people too. So just trying to play the long, smart game of putting my money into the right places. This podcast is called OverDogs. So there's a place in Minneapolis that's called Underdog Rescue. So for the past couple of years, I've been taking French bulldogs that don't have a home or kind of get abused or get put in bad spots, and I've been taking them in and giving them a home for like a few weeks, a month, and then they go to a new home, which is even better. So that's what I'm big into that. I have 2 French bulldogs. One's named Stitch, one's named Archie, and they're lovely. So that's kind of what I like doing it on my free time. I have like this Facebook page, and they post about French bulldogs, and I look at them and go, oh, he looks nice. He needs a place to stay for a month, and I let them run around and play and kind of like some of them are old. Some of them are like 3 to 5 to 7 years old. So they're not potty trained because they've never been in a good household. So I'm like taking an old dog and kind of like babying him to be a new dog and then sending him to a new house so he can be perfect. And so a lot of people have given me messages about the dogs that come through, and then it's really nice to see that a lot of dogs are in good homes. So, but besides training, I do that. I do want to get more into a lot more businesses and invest in a lot more and kind of change the future for myself besides athletics, because I know athletics won't last a long time. So my main thing is just save your money. If you got something you want to buy it, because you got one life to live. But I would like to, when I have kids, that they can be taken care of for a long time, and their kids too. So that's what I'm trying to build right now.
That's awesome, man. Very wholesome stuff. I definitely feel for the animals as well. Gotta.
Man, it sucks. There's some of them come in bad shape. You would look at some of them and be like, ooh, like it's not good. But I'm glad I can make a small difference in their life and they can move on.
That husky right there is one of the kind of you're talking about, abused like hell, but she thinks she produces the podcast, so she always has to be in here.
Yo, you just gotta give him a chance. If you give him a chance,
Yeah.
man, I tell you, you give a dog a good home after he's been abused for a little bit, and I would say 3 to 5 days.
They change. Yeah, man, it's beautiful.
Mac has like 15 dogs right now. How many dogs you got right now, Mac?
I have the 5 pups, so I have 7. No, 8.
Damn.
Well, but okay, so I have 2 Alaskan Malamute, purebred Alaskan Malamutes, huge. A Gocon's 140 pounds at least. Then the husky, mini husky, and then we just had 5 puppies. So yeah, we have 5 healthy, pure Alaskan Malamute puppies that are in the back room right now. I actually have like a feed of them on my phone so I can watch them. But they're huge, and they're 5 days old. They haven't even opened their eyes yet. They're gonna be tanks, dude.
I actually think we should send Mac to Minnesota so Gable can train him.
Yeah.
Send him through. He can play with the Frenchie crew.
Yeah.
Send him through, man. Send him through.
Yeah. Let me tack on to kind of something Mike was saying. One thing that's always been very interesting to me. Well, I mean, like, I don't understand so much about the NCAA scene, but one thing about NCAA wrestlers, as you guys, become the greatest of all time, like, where do you guys go after that? It's always been what I've understood is like WWE is an option if you have the personality for it.
How many NCAA champions go to WWE?
2.
But but I'm talking about the biggest and the best. Like, what do NCAA people, when they attain everything they have in collegiate wrestling, you can't go pro. What do you do next? What do most people want to do after that?
So this is actually a really great question. So a lot of times when guys go through the NCAA season, a lot of them, the world stops right there. You go to the real world because we don't have a pro. And a lot of guys don't want to put on the gloves, mainly because you just don't want to learn a new thing, or you're fearful that you went from the top to you got to go back from the bottom to the top again. So a lot of guys are scared of that. Or you go to the USA wrestling scene and you try to make the Olympic team, but there's only one Olympic every 4 years. So if you don't win the Olympics, you are stuck in the cycle of, well, I got to go back to the Olympics. And if you don't win again, now all of a sudden you're 34 years old and you're like, well, now it's my time to be an assistant coach. And then it's a bad cycle. And I really wish wrestling didn't have that cycle. I really wish we can have, hey, you're the NCAA champ. You're going to go to this team over here and you're going to get drafted in the first round and here's your money and keep performing. But it's not like that. And when I won the Olympics, you get like an Olympic bonus, which is, I could probably say that it's $250,000 tax free because they made a Living the Dream fund for everybody. But then you go back to the monthly stipend, and it's not much. Not much. If I said the number, you would be like, for an Olympic champ, is crazy.
Say it.
$1,200.
Damn.
That's lower than I thought. Okay, I figured lower. But damn.
I was the Olympic champ getting $1,200 a month from USA Wrestling, which it's $1,200 a month, and some people don't make $1,200 a month. So
no, you're eating off the taco truck at $1,200 a month.
But man, everything I've done, I'm grateful for. I've seen the world and I've met many people, but $1,200 is crazy.
$1,200 is crazy. In the U.S.,
you look at guys doing other things, and you see like a guy, a D tackle from Green Bay that gets 3 years, $60 million, and I'm like, damn. I'm over here talking about, man, can I buy a pair of shoes?
Do you think that de-incentivizes people to want to even go to the Olympics? Like, I think, you watch basketball. Not everyone wants to go play for the does it make people not give a about wanting to be an Olympic champion?
My thing was I've always wanted to be an Olympic champ.
Yeah. It's a different goal.
It was because you can win NCAAs, but 99% of NCAA champs won't win the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
And so my thing was, if I didn't win the NCAA championship, it was win the Olympics. And thankfully, I did it in such a crazy short time of winning the 2 NCAA titles and then winning the Olympics. And so when I won the Olympics, that's like my greatest thing because I've done it all in wrestling. And so that's kind of why, like, as the years went on, like, wrestling has kind of faded for me just a little bit here and there. And I've tried to keep up with it, but in my eyes, once I've done it, and there's no backside to it. So it kind of gets hard to do the repetitive process of sitting and kind of just retraining for the same thing when you can go to a different sport in a different world and capture something, and you can become the biggest of all time and keep becoming the biggest of all time. And that's what my heart and my goal wants to be. And I've always saw myself as, man, I want to be on a magazine. I want to be on TV. I want to be on commercials. I want to be a big time superstar. I want to take care of what needs to be taken care of at home. I want to, have a nice car, have a nice house, things of that nature. So you got to branch out at some time.
When that was your goal as a kid to be an Olympic, did you see anything past that? Like, did you know you'd go to UFC after that?
At the time, you don't know.
Yeah.
And you're so young, you're like, oh, I want to win the Olympics. But the whole time, you don't know that UFC's out there. You don't know that WWE's out there. You don't know maybe an NFL offer will come. And I've been thankful enough to get all of them. Yeah. So it's crazy. It's unique.
Since there's no professional wrestling, can you go fight in the UFC and then fight and then wrestle in the next Olympics?
I could, yes. But like I just told you, Josh, I mean,
yeah.
The wrestling, I would have to dig deep to get a wrestling burn again. I'm so like, oh, I want to do something else.
Have you spoken with Dana White before?
I spoke with Hunter Campbell actually in UFC Miami.
Nice. I knew that was coming up. Mm-hmm.
He went and met me. Great convo. Great dude. I'm ready to show him what I'm made of, and that's all I can do right now.
Wow.
Tell me this, because you're gonna get fast tracked. Like, there's no question about it. You go into the UFC, you're gonna get fast tracked. Who would you like to fight? Who are your first 3 fights that you'd like to see?
Personally, who would I like to go against?
Yeah.
I mean, you always want to go against a Tom.
Come on, big boy.
You always want to go against the Tom Aspinall. You always want to go against the Goggins. You want to go against the Volkovs. You want to go against the Sergeys, and if that's how you say his name, you want to go against them, like you want to, and you want to put on your best performance. But honestly, it don't matter. It doesn't. There's never been a time where I ran from somebody else, and now is not going to be the time. And when that day comes where I got to stand in an octagon and look at another dude in the eye and fight to the death, we're gonna fight to it.
That's super fire.
I want to see Gable against Derek Lewis.
That is 2 vastly different styles. Gable gets him down, and that's a wrap.
Look at sorry, John. Look at Derek Lewis versus Daniel Cormier on YouTube.
He started with the best name by saying Tom.
But he knocked out Curtis Blades with that uppercut, though. If we're going to be honest, he did. Curtis shot for that takedown. He slept him into a different dimension.
He did.
Starting with Tom was the call out because, he's been calling out the GOAT.
When John finally hangs it up, the next best guy in line is Tom Aspinall. And Tom Aspinall is going to get what he deserves. And is that going to be holding the belt? So probably. And someone got to take that off his shoulder. No one could do it to John because, like we said, John is 1-on-1. But I don't believe no one else is 1-on-1 besides him.
I agree.
See, I remember my debut or my first 2 fights, and it was like you have these thoughts, and then you fight a guy who's like, you don't know his number at the time or where he's ranked in the rankings, and you fight this guy, and I have a tough battle with him. I'm like, damn, I thought I was going to be at the top, and then they're interviewing me after the fight, and I'm like, they're like, who do you want next? I'm like, I don't know, somebody top 20, top 30. Yeah, that was number who? Like, he might have been top 40. Now I guess I'll move up 10 at a time instead of. But then I always thought, damn, I should have just been like, I want number 1, number 2. That's what these new guys who get the social media going, or they get a big buzz about one fight, one win, one knockout or something, and then they interview them and they're like, I'm calling out number 3 or number 4. And then they get the opportunity. And number 4, didn't know much about them and their style, and you can come in and be reckless, and then maybe you'll get that spot. So that's the way I say attack it. Go right at number 1. Especially you, because you're 260 pounds.
If you're not going at number 1, it's a problem.
Mhm.
There's a problem. If someone handed me a microphone right now and said, do a segment on who you want to fight, I'm gonna look at the top guy and be like, yo, you're the guy I want to fight, because 1, I want to walk across the ring and I want to look you in your eyes.
I mean, you got that Olympic gold medal. It's not many can say that. Henry Cejudo's the only one.
No, Jon said Gable is that guy that may not be beatable at heavyweight soon. Jon said that. That's high praise, big words from the GOAT. How does that feel? How does that feel when you hear that?
Crazy. Because, dog, you got to think about it. We just talked about Jon fighting for 20 years. When I was with him, I was like, y'all, I don't want to make it seem like you're old or not, but you was winning when I was 9.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you went through 3, what is it? You went through 2 generations of fans. Like, you went through the diehard UFC fans to the kids with curly hair that want to all of a sudden put on gloves that have no clue what they're doing. So I'm like, yo, you've been through a whole group of fandom here. Like, I don't think you understand, but he most definitely understands. And it's cool that we can talk that way, but I'm like, yo, I was a youngin' when you were 24, beating dudes and choking dudes out and winning the belt. And I was just watching his videos yesterday on YouTube, and I'm looking at a video between him and Chael Sonnen, and he was 25. And I'm like, man, I'm about to be 25 right now. I got to step up.
Dude, I was live reacting to Jon Jones fights on MySpace. It was so long ago, dude. Like, you're right. I mean, we've gone through eras.
MySpace.
Bring back MySpace, by the way. Anyway.
Yo, I miss MySpace. You can have the songs on you.
The song is the number 1 thing, bro.
You got the background.
Man, MySpace did a little bit before me.
That was good stuff back then, man. I used to be ready.
We got the challenge going on social media, right? 1 human versus 100 humans versus a gorilla. What about 100 Gables versus a gorilla?
Cleared.
So.
What?
Because look, let me explain.
Oh no, the gorilla taking care.
No, he's taking care of 30 or 40 of you. Maybe there's gonna be severe injuries. It's gonna be D-Day when you close in on him.
I'm gonna be number 99 and 98 getting his ass whooped, and I'm 99 next.
Max said I could do this.
You're 1 through 100. It's 100 Gables versus the gorilla.
Well, I think 100 Gables can win.
Yeah, I agree.
From the sole standpoint of me, so from the weight to the stamina, I think 100 Gables can win.
Well, I saw that question on social media, and I was like, 1 Jon Jones wins against the gorilla because 1 Gable or 1 Mike Perry. We're human. We have the brain. There's other things we could do to win that match. We already beat the gorillas. That's why they stuck living out there in the hot ass jungle, and we made a house with air conditioning.
Yo, you know what's actually crazy?
What?
Like, gorillas might be extinct soon.
Oh no.
There's not many left, yeah.
No, it's actually it's crazy, yo. Like, and the gorilla's always been my favorite animal. So, like, since we're talking about gorillas, I was like, damn, like, gorillas might be really extinct because people are out here just hunting them down and poaching them.
As long as your big ass here, the gorillas ain't going extinct.
Cool.
You'll be all right.
The gorilla's not going nowhere. Hey, they always have one
You
with
built
me.
like one. You're strong.
Gorillas go extinct, they always got one with me. You talking about you built like
One thing we always do on OverDogs podcast, we always do like some kind of giveaway or something. So we're gonna buy a gorilla, and we're gonna let him live with Gable.
Hey, no. See,
They don't get along with French bulldogs, man.
You gotta feed him, take care of him.
It probably would though. I can see the gorilla just having a Frenchie like.
he might be cool. He might be cool to Frenchie sitting up with him like this.
Right? Yeah.
Hey, hang on. I got a serious question now.
Mhm.
How many Merabs does it take to take down a Gable on the beach in wrestling?
Well, 1 couldn't do it, so it's got to be 4.
4 Merabs.
4.
4, yeah.
I would have guessed more.
I only say that because I've been on a beach with 2 pro fighters, and we did 2-on-1, and we did round robin.
That sand hit you.
But I'm not a 265-pound Olympic gold medalist in wrestling.
That's different.
one of the guys was a sucky pro fighter, and whenever he was on a team of 2-on-1, somebody grabbed that neck real quick. You busy with one guy, the other guy grabs the neck. It's over.
It's done with.
2 pros versus 1.
Just think about if I can trip you on the sand, it takes about 3 seconds to get up, and then I can trip the other dude down. So maybe.
But they getting back up. They getting back up. They
Yeah, but you got to think about the sand. You digging in the sand, your hands slip a little deeper, your foot get a little caught. You probably on your hands and knees trying to get up. I give you a quick kick.
I like it. I fought like 20 people before, man, outside of the club. It happened, man. Like, so we fought inside the club. I'm gonna drop this story. I never dropped this story. It was a good one. So there were some girls fighting. Something happened, and I think I was like trying to move one of the girls, and somebody pushed me like hard, really hard. And I stepped up to them, and like I was like, which one of y'all? Because it was dark in there. And then as I looked down, it was a few people, and then one of them hit me. And as he hit me, I kind of bounced back like rubber, and I blasted him. And when I hit him, I didn't even feel it, and I was like, "Where'd he go?" He was on the ground. He was gone out of there. And then other people grabbed me, and I went like this, and I pulled myself behind them. And I hit the one on the right with a left, and I hit the one on the left with a right. And I turned around, and it was like that Jet Li movie.
So you the gorilla, and it's the 100 people.
Yeah. 20 people or 15 maybe. And then when I turned around, this guy was coming at me, and I leg kicked him like Bruce Lee or Jet Li. And I swear it was like the Jet Li movie, Romeo Must Die or something. Like his legs went flying up to the side. What's that one video?
He slipped on a man on Mario Kart?
Swung to the side. So I kicked him, and he went like that. And then like somebody grabbed my neck, and I posted and grabbed his neck, and I saw security. So I went like this. I was like, they hit me first. And then they pushed me. They didn't throw me. They pushed me out the back door. That was it. And then I walked down the stairs, and I look up, and the door busts open, and there's so many people trying to get out through this doorway that they're like stuck together.
Where were you at?
This was downtown Orlando. This was
It sounds like one of them Chinese fight movies where there's 800 people that come out.
So they come down the stairs, and I remember it was like 20 dudes around this one dude looked like Waka Flocka. No disrespect to Waka Flocka.
He's still Waka Flocka.
He's like, we gonna go to the car real quick, see about your funeral tomorrow. And I start popping off. You ain't gonna do. I knocked your boys out in there, blah, blah, blah. And then they start walking at me. And so there was 2 cars back there, and there was 2 empty parking spaces in between them. And I backed myself to a fence. And the first guy that swung, I leaned back, and I knocked him out, and he fell into a couple of the people, and they like called him. So that stopped a few of them, and then they just started punching on me, and I was like this. I was just ducking, and then I went down. Boom! Somebody hit me in the back of the head. I went down, and I saw a parking curb right there, and I was like, "Oh no, they ain't gonna curb stomp me." So I got up a little bit, and I was just blocking, and then I saw like the crowd was dispersing. And then somebody was stomping one out. And then, like, my friends finally came outside and were helping me. And then some other stuff went down that's not good. But we dipped. We got out of there.
Well, that explains why he's like, it just takes one Mike Perry, one Gable to beat a gorilla. Like, I've done this challenge myself.
I was 18, man. I was in that club.
I'm taking the gorilla now after listening to that story.
Yeah, 100%.
I think Walker went to the trunk to go see about my funeral the next day, too. I think he went to go see.
He came back, and there was nobody there.
We were dipping. We was out of there. No, that was a good one though.
He was gone. That's a funny story.
Where do you put wrestling? Like, some people say, where's wrestling rank on base for street fights? And do you have any?
Wrestling rank number 1.
I would agree.
Because I think like the average dude is not gonna know how to punch, and so he's gonna take that big haymaker. You know, they talk about what the dudes just straight shoulder and chest, and then you just duck. You see all the videos of the dudes getting slammed on Instagram, and then they get knocked out. I personally, man, I've had a couple fights back in the day, but I avoid all outside interaction, like in that sense. Anything, if someone look at me wrong, it ain't no problem. It ain't no problem. Just because I'm not trying to get into a sticky situation where someone, if you hit somebody, they land wrong and you caught up, you're in trouble. But if I gotta do it, I gotta do it. But I get away from all altercations, and that's why I don't drink anything either. Because when I go out to any bar, club, anywhere, like I'm on 10 toes, just in case.
I'm curious. This made me think of a question. Like, do you think coming to UFC, or to MMA, do you have a bit of an advantage as someone who hasn't taken a lot of shots to the head? And like Mike, I'd like your opinion on this as well. You know, you're already in a prime fighting, peak form. You just you're working on a technique or whatever, but you don't have a lot of, miles on you. Do you think that gives you an advantage coming into a sport where you already have like half of it nailed down, but you don't have to take the damage to figure everything out, or as much as someone else? Do you get what I'm saying? Sorry.
I do get what you're saying. Mike, do you want to answer that first? Because you're more knowledgeable.
Oh, man. You have all the possibilities ahead of you. You could, you got an Olympic gold medal. You could stay on that track and just keep winning again and again. Like you said, keep taking over, keep being the best in the world at all this stuff. And, I'm a little jelly that I was not 265 pounds growing up and stuff, man. Big guys, you're lucky you. I just push a little guy right over. But me, I am proud of the fact that I can take hits, and it is one of my better attributes. I'll somebody's fist up with my face if I have to in order to put my fist on theirs. And that's not something that if I ever coach anyone or try to teach someone, I try to teach them to be much better than me, to be more efficient than me, to be more like Mayweather. I felt like there was a time when I was more like that, and I played the points better, and I just became this guy who was good at just rolling the shot and to get my shot in there and cause some pain. But for you, it's just two totally different styles. How tall are you? What's your reach? Those things matter.
Yes. Like, you want to know?
Yeah. Or you don't have to give it away. You don't have to give it away. You can let everyone guess. You can let them all guess.
I'm like 6'1". I don't know my reach, but I mean, I can grab something.
He's like he said, he's a better build of Daniel Cormier.
I'm like, how tall is Daniel Cormier?
He's 5'10", I think. I don't think he's 6 foot.
Yeah, I think I'm like 6'5".
And he doesn't have long reach.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But going back to your question, I think it's a good thing, and I also think it's a bad thing. Bad thing because you got to feel what it feels like to get hit. Good thing is you don't have the mileage on you. So, I mean, you get the half and half.
Have you been tagged pretty hard so far? What'd you think about it? I don't personally like getting hit. I could take it, but
I've been hit, but not like Superman punched you yet. But I mean, if that day comes, and just be ready for it. But I've been hit, and then just getting used and acclimated to just getting out the way and not trying to eat everything and really seeing where things are coming from.
Do you do that wrestler's workout where like where he rolling on his head, on his neck on the ground?
You demonstrating this crazy.
Hey, man.
You demonstrating that was crazy.
Did that look crazy?
No, you know Yoel different character. I don't do that. I get on the neck machine and get right with the neck, but Yoel different.
My good friend the Spartan was talking to me earlier today, and he said that if you wanted, he would love to face you in dirty boxing. That's me and Icebag's promotion there. Alex the Spartan Nicholson, he's a a big guy, heavyweight fighter. He's not Tom Aspinall, but I just brought it up because I wanted to talk about dirty boxing, which is a really cool rule set sport that we have. We're boxing with elbows, spinning back fists, Superman punches, and ground and pound. Have you seen it?
I've seen it.
You have?
Definitely. Yeah. I've seen it.
Entertaining? You watched Joel get the dub in there?
I watched him get 2 dubs because he got the first one and then he got the second one against the 6'12" dude.
Well, thank you for watching.
That's right.
Nah, I've been watching. I think it's cool. I've seen all the Instagram and the impressions on it. Yoel's videos got like 10 million views, and each one does. So, man, they getting dirty. And that's what it's about, dirty boxing. You can't go wrong with it.
I love it.
Where's that producer? Here we go. Here we go.
Hey, Rock, nice. Oh, yeah. Wait, why he double leg him? Pause. Why did he double leg him?
Because he's panicked, bro. He panicked. That's against the rules.
What are we doing?
So he got 2 points
He
deducted?
didn't get no points. He got,
He got TKO'd that same round. That's what
Oh,
happened.
so it was that way.
He got knocked out that same round.
Well, never mind.
He came out. He's like, I'm gonna double leg this guy. I'll never expect it. PDB.
So, can you pause it for a second? Show me this dude that you wanted me to see.
No, he didn't fight in dirty boxing. Alex Nicholson, the Spartan, is my friend. He's had some good wins in the UFC and some in PFL and other organizations. He is
Pull up Rob Perez's last fight.
Yeah, this is the guy. Rob Perez has been doing big.
I want to watch Gable fight Rob Perez, because if he fights Rob Perez and he wins the DBX title,
The Wolf talks his Rob Perez, the Wolf. He talks his. He won fight of the night last dirty boxing. DBX.
And he's heavyweight.
Zach Poga.
Okay,
who did
let's see.
like he did NFL.
Look at this cat,
and UFC.
bro.
Yeah.
You don't got to turn down my commentary. Rob loves it. He's like, I'm going to be the face of dirty boxing. And he brings it. He talks to trash. He brings the fight. He wants to fight hard.
Yeah. So is this all the fighting he does, or does he do MMA too?
This is it.
I'm actually not sure about this guy, this one-eyed wolf guy who was in Power Slap. I think it might be
The guy he's
Rob.
fighting though was in the NFL. He's done rugby and he was in the UFC. So Poega, without the mohawk, he's legit.
Poga ex-UFC banger.
What's the rule system? I'm sorry. Is
We'll
it
tell you.
how many
We'll
rounds?
tell
How
you.
many minutes?
3 threes.
Ooh.
He's talking that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good ass fight, though. It really was. If you were there, the rule system.
Yes.
It's boxing with elbows, spinning back fists, Superman punches, upper body striking, and if you knock your opponent down with a strike of any kind with the upper body, you can ground and pound for the finish. Or if they get back, if they cause a stalemate or a lack in the action, then the ref will stand them back up and continue the boxing.
Okay.
And it's
So
4
3 minute rounds.
3 threes, 5
4
threes for
rounds
the main.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really unique.
Cool new sport. It's really all action, man.
June 14th is the next one. I can't wait to be there.
June 14th. Let's go. Come on.
Yeah, we got to mention that because June 14th is the next one.
Yeah.
And we all coming. Just know that.
Hanger and Coconut Grove. Can't wait to meet you in person, man. See you out there.
Coming.
Enjoy the fights. Rob Perez will be fighting again, I believe.
Again, and who is he fighting against?
I think we're still looking for the opponent.
I might have somebody.
Ooh.
And it's not me.
I was gonna say
I was like, if it's you, I like it.
It's not me, but I have somebody.
you made me think of something actually. Do you think that you're in a position, like, do you have some set path after your talk with Hunter Campbell? Like, you need to go do this. We'll bring you on Contender Series, or we'll just bring you right onto a card. Do you think you're in a position, because you've proven your ground game, that you could even just go into a boxing fight or a dirty boxing fight even and start proving your hands and go about that path? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's what I love to do. I think when we first started talking, I mentioned that I did want to do a boxing fight.
You did.
So I did mention that way back, maybe 35 minutes ago. So I do want to do a boxing fight because I tell you, I like it that much.
You want to do a dirty boxing fight just to get warmed up before UFC?
That's the 4-ounce gloves.
You know who to talk to if you want to make that happen.
Hey, money talk. Money talk.
Talk to. I'm talking to you.
It would almost be more impressive, dude.
There's a couple other people I have to talk to.
You go into some regional thing and you slam somebody down, don't even have to throw strikes. It's not as convincing. You went out and just win a pure striking fight. That would be really impressive.
If he won the DBX title, bro.
And I think you're 100% right. And you're 100% right. And that's why I 100% I love the stand-up game, just from going from hitting up here to the body, to the shot, to coming up, to corners and everything. I mean, DC did it so correctly, and I want to do it. I want to do it like that and really amp it up into a new generation of style.
You do a little bit of that shoulder roll.
It's mind-blowing to me. You are such a, I mean, dude, everyone, even if you're not a wrestling fan, knows who you are. If you're an MMA fan and you're an Olympic medal, you're famous, bro. You are a star. And this is your first time experiencing stuff like that. Do you think that's something that would you, because that comes with the UFC? If you became big in the UFC, is that something that you think could be a problem? Like, bro, I love this, but when Olympians are just so focused, and then you're experiencing this for the first time, that blows my mind. Yeah, I'm curious about that.
Nah, it definitely blew my mind too. It's like everything I do is eye-opening, because like slowly I'm getting to like a new region of like people and everything, and you kind of said it, and I never really say it out loud, but like I'm a wrestler that somehow like turned into the public eye, which like has never happened before, and so it's a unique situation. It's just so crazy to me, and as time goes on, and if I get bigger and see more places, man, of course I'm gonna go out and see some new and be like, wow, like I've been here before, and bring my homie with, or bring anybody with, and it's a part of the game. You got to, and if you don't, like, we'll never be on something like this to talk about, oh, we had a fun time, or I can never go back and talk to people at home and be like, man, I went here and I did this and this and this. This is how crazy it was. So if you're not having those experiences, you ain't got to go balls to the wall, but at least show up and have a good time.
You earned it, if anyone earned it.
Hey, so text me after this, Gable, and tell me who you think in the heavyweight versus Rob.
Okay, I got you. It'll be a really good pick, and I'll talk to him and ask him.
Rob's a dog, bro. So better bring one.
I think it'll be really nice.
Better bring one.
Sounds great.
Interesting.
Appreciate you coming on, dog. Incredible interview.
I appreciate it.
You're a super legend in the making. The making. I'm not going to say it too early, but in the making, you are.
Well, you won a gold for America, dude. Respect.
Let them say it, but see, you can't control what the others say.
You got to do bigger. I told you in the middle of this interview, it's got to be bigger.
I can't lie. I got a little scared when I mentioned my friend. You was like, who's that? Who you talking about?
He's about to go hunt him down.
I told you, Mike. It's eye to eye.
I know, man. I like it. I can't wait to meet you around June 14th when we're at Dirty Boxing, man. I look forward to it.
14th, Dirty Boxing. We in the building. We showing up best dressed. Josh know we show up best dressed.
No doubt.
You know that. So we showing up clean.
You know, I be styling and profiling myself.
I might even throw on a suit.
Okay, I don't know how your big strong ass look in a suit. Remember World's Strongest Man back when Ronnie Coleman was in there.
Yo, that's why they got tailoring systems. Yo, make sure it look good. The cuffs right here, chain on, pop the collar. I'm 2008 on them.
Let's go.
You know that it's got to be tailored.
It's got to be tailored really bad. It's got to be tailored.
How you doing it? My back's
it's
this
the back and
big.
the arms.
The arms are this big.
It's the back leg, it's the back thighs, and like the under the lats.
It's not the same anymore.
So you can lift it up.
It's not the same anymore. They're making them skinny boy suits. I need a big dog suit. I need an overdog suit, 100%.
Ooh.
All right.
Rooting for you big time, dude.
All right, brother. Thanks for coming on, man. Good to see you.
Nah, I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you. You know that. Good to see y'all.
Appreciate you, Gable.
Another one for the books, for the record books. Talking with the Olympic gold medalist Gable Steveson today on OverDogs podcast. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. We'll keep them coming for you, because I'm coming for you. Let's go.